Okay, we are connected online. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my
Hare
humble obeisance. All
Hare
glories to Srila
Bhagavatam
Prabhupada.
Prabhu. Accept
Dandavad.
our obeisance, Prabhu.
Yes, Dandavad. So thank you all for joining us today on this really wonderful day, 30th July 2026, on Thursday, and it's the second day of Chaturmasya. If you are fasting from Paurnami, so some devotees are fasting from Paurnami, so today is considered the second day. So like to welcome, and I'm so grateful to each and every one of you for joining us today. And I think today we have a person here, new person, Saras 108. Are you that Saras Mataji from Kampa? Are you the Kampa Saras Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna.
From
Welcome.
Hare Krishna. While doing my work, I just on this thing. I want to listen.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
thank you. Make me join.
My pleasure. All right. So we have gathered here on this day, and we're going to continue our discussion from Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 40 onwards. All right. So we're going to do this. And before we start, as usual, let's we invite Chandra Govinda Prabhu all the way from Sungai Patani. He's going to express his gratitude, something that he has said he has forgotten to mention before. So please inspire us, Prabhu, with your statement.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavad Pranam Prabhu.
Dhanyavad.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bodhile Shimiri Jaya Pataka Swami Dinamini Namacharya Padayantaya Kripa Pradayane Gaura Gada Damadaya Nagara Gramata Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bodhile Shimiri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharni Nishisa Sunyavadi Pachastestan Prem Se Kaho Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shvasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Gauranga Ki Jai Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Prabhu. Another pranams. The other day I told about the Jaladuta Prabhu. Before we had to climb the ship, isn't it? There's a staircase by the side.
Okay.
When we climb and go on the deck there, about 4 or 5 people around 40 years and above. I think ship workers. That time they use the kartal and sing this Hare Krishna. That time I don't know about this. Hare Krishna sings all that. I thought these bhajan people, I think they are singing their Hindi songs or anything like that. They're singing, they to and fro, they dance in a circle. 4 or 5 people, the ship workers, they do is the kartal and the singing. That I just look and go. Oh, what is this people? They are doing something. Maybe the cinema songs or what they must be the kartal. So I don't that time. Then after that, see that Jaladuta Prabhu give me a lot of help, Prabhu. Maybe the Prabhupada's blessings to me. From there, when the construction, we give IC and go to work, they stop the construction. The contract workers, they take permanent people already because we missed, because there's our booking clerk. He say you all daily working, you just wait, like you all automatically go to permanent. But they get all the new guys and we are left out. So I have no job to go. Then that time, luckily, around or half a kilometer far, they are doing extension for the second shipping yard, or second shipping extension, not port. So they say they are taking people for daily workers, daily paid, $5 daily. So I go and join there. We do all sorts of things. What they do, hit the nail, the rail. That time, first they are doing the rails. We had to hit the rail nails, or the big hammer. We're all doing that. So, and that pilings going on, all the piling workers, all Malabaris. They all talk Malayalam, they don't speak English, anything. So by that time, when we finished the rail line, they had to fit in the tower crane. So the tower crane, they had to fix that. So the super, Mr. Akam, a Chinese guy, tall guy, he won't speak much. Anything you want to know, he said, like that only he say, he don't speak much. So when we want to fix the tower crane, he was calling. So he said, hey, you can understand English? I said, yes, I can. Then he take me around with him. He showed me what to do, and I help him fixing the tower crane, take this, take that bolt, this bolt. Then automatically after the crane, you have to operate the machine, the small box like box. You have to put turn right, go front like that. So by that time when we are going, he asked me to go up in the crane and you try how he said. So he teach me like that. So by that time, these workers, the Malabari workers, they are Srangu, he come and complain. We are trained as lascars. They are called climbers means lascars. We are trained as how come you let a small new boy go? That time I was age only 24. How come you let a small boy go? And they go and complain. They go and complain to the director, Mr. Skinner, CEO. Then they call us, the Chinese supervisor, he take me there. He tell the Mr. Skinner one thing. You talk to them in English whether they can understand or not. When you talk, nobody knows English. So how are you going to operate? This tower crane is very important. You have to use a walkie-talkie, and what they take, they have to sway this way and that way, where they want to take the things, they have to go. So anything small thing happen, it will drop, and we all are heavy things. Carrying concrete is 1 kilo, 1 ton. Anything drop, anything touch any other things, everything will be damaged. So how come I go and take them who don't know the English? So he gave me that job. From that, I was working around nearly 15 years. I was working on tower crane. From there to Kuala Lumpur, all this and that. That's so nice. So now only I know that these blessings of Prabhupada. I step there and these guys are singing the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra there in the top. Now I realize all these Prabhupada's blessing, Prabhu. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam, Prabhu. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
We are so grateful to Prabhupada. Of course, in 45 days, Prabhupada was in Jaladuta, and the impact is there. And you went into Jaladuta 10 years later. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wonderful gratitude. You know that anything that we are in touch with Prabhupada, then we are really blessed. And you know that another greatest blessing that we have, we are directly connected with Prabhupada's word, Vani. We are connected to Prabhupada's word, and we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are going word by word, deeply into the studies of Srila. Like this morning, I shared that podcast. It's a very nice podcast. There's one part that he was saying, that's why I just recorded that. So approach a person who can teach you on word to word. So somehow or other, by everyone of your mercy, and because I am not so skillful, I'm not educated, I'm not really intelligent. So I was thinking that I cannot give my own personal opinion. What intelligence do I have to give personal opinion? So what I thought, okay, why not we study deeply the Prabhupada's opinion? Some or other, we are guided by our Paramatma in the heart as Chaitya Guru, and he have guided us so well, so nicely. And we are taking our own sweet time in studying Srimad Bhagavatam word by word detail. All right. So today we have a new person, Satya Saras Mataji, Satya Saraswati Devi Dasi. All right. She's a Ipoh congregation member all the way from Kampa. So just want to update you, Mataji, that you have right to ask question. Anything that you're not sure, you can ask question, and it's my duty to answer them to my best capacity. All right. And certain things you don't understand in English, you want explanation in Tamil, also you can do so. Okay. So Tamil, English, Malay, okay. Chinese, I'm not so sure yet. Okay, not so good yet. Okay. So with that meditation, let's start our today's session on this wonderful day. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhuttare Swayam Rupa Karamayam Darati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uta Parakalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachiristarini Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitai Kripapai Krishna Sambandha Vikranadaine Prabhuve Namaha माधुर्यो जल प्रेमादि श्री रूपनुग भक्तिर श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्ताय लीलातरिणी रूपनुग विरुद्ध सिद्धांत द्वांत हरिणी नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्ताय विप्रलंबर संबोधि पादं पूजयते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपनुगवराय ते गौर वीरभव भूमे स्तोम निटस सजन प्रिय वैष्णव सर्वभौमा श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ओम महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरस्य नमः पंचतत्त्वभगं कृष्णं भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्त शक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोप कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव शरि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम् ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जन्माद्यस्य तन्मयइतरश्चते स्वविघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदि कवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजो वारि मृदान्यता विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा दाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तक्वकं सत्यं परं धीमहि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नस्तप्रियेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भावति नैष्टिकी Hare Krishna, everyone. So again, I would like to welcome all of you for joining us today on a very beautiful morning on Thursday. So today we can, if possible, we can also overshoot a little time because if possible, let's try to oops, I got the wrong one. All right. So we try to complete this text by this week. All right. So yesterday we ended with Neyam Shobi Shayata Tatra Yate Dantim Gadadara Tat Padair Ankita Bhati Swalakshana Vilakshita. So Mother Kunti, Queen Kunti is praying, oh Gadadara, Krishna, our kingdom is now marked by your impression by your feet, and therefore it appears beautiful. But when you leave, it will no longer be so. All right. And now in text 40, Queen Kunti continues her prayers. She says, Ime jana pada svirda supak kaushadi virudaha vanadri nadyu. Okay, now let's look at this word. So ime jana pada svirda supak kaushadi virudaha vanadri nadyu danvanto. All right, we need to combine this verse. Nadyu danvanto. Dyu danvanto. Okay, then again we also combine this word. He dante tava vikshita. Vikshitai. Okay, vikshitai. Ime jana pada svirda supakaushadi viruda vanadri nadyu danvanto. Ye dante tava vikshatai. Ime jana pada svirda supakaushadi viruda vanadri nadyu danvanto. Ye dante tava vikshitai. Ime jana pada svirda supakaushadi viruda vanadri nadyu danvanto. Ya he dante tava vikshitai. Okay, please, anybody? Would like to recite the verse? Come on, quickly.
I'll try, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Ime jana pada swaruda ruta subak dev Shadi Viruda Vanatri Nadi Udanbantohi Yedente Tava Visha Tai.
All right. Okay. Next. Saras Mataji. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah,
Saras.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Ime
Hare Krishna.
jana pada sruda subakau sadahi uruda virandi nadi uranda vando hai hendahi dava vikshidai.
Okay, Mataji, there is something that I would like to tell you. When you see the word Tia, all right.
Yeah,
Okay. Ime jana pada svrdha supak kaushadi viruda. Okay, this is
yeah.
Vanadari. Vanadari.
Vanadari.
Nadu Danvanto. This is
Na,
Tito.
na, Udavantu.
Yes, not
Ah,
Udavando.
ah.
Ke
Danvan,
Dante. Dante.
Evanti, Dava,
Yes. Then Vishik
Vikshita,
Vishiktai.
Vikshitai.
Ah,
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, nice, nice.
Because
Uh,
in English, I pronounce a bit, yeah. Thank you,
yes.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Nandari Mataji.
Ime jana pada svirta supakaushadi viruda vanadri nadi yudan vanto hityante tava vikshitai. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Anyone else? All right. Ime jana pada svardha supakaushadi viruda vanadri nadyu danvanto kedante tava vikshitai. Ime, all these janapada. Janapada means cities and towns. Right? Svrdha, flourished. Supakha, nature. Aushadi, herbs. Viruddha, vegetables. Vana, forest. Adri, hills. Nadi. All right, this is Nadi. In Tamil also we call Nadi, right? Nadi, rivers. Udanvanta, seas. He, certainly. Edante, increasing. Tava, your. Vikshitai, seen. Please read the translation, anyone?
Great, Prabhu.
Yes, go ahead.
All the cities and villages are flourishing in all respects because the herbs and grains are in abundance. The trees are full of fruits and the rivers are flowing. The hills are full of minerals and the oceans full of wealth. And this is all due to your glancing over them.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you. So
Hare
now, Kunti is saying all the cities and villages. All right, this is how what they call an ideal civilization looks like. The ideal civilization. How the ideal civilization looks like? Okay, like this. Number one, all the cities and villages are flourishing. They are flourishing. Okay, there's everything is in abundance, like cow, milk, and everything. Okay, and because why it's flourishing? How do we know that cities and villages are flourishing? Is because of herbs and grains are in abundance. Okay, when there's a herbs are abundance, that you can find a lot of herbs. You can see a lot of grains. In abundance means it's a lot. Then next one, first is grains and herbs. Number two, the third one, the trees are full of fruits. You look at the trees, they are full of fruits. The rivers are all flowing gracefully. The hills are full of minerals. You go to the hills, you find a lot of minerals like gold, diamond, and everything. And the ocean is full of wealth. Okay, what is wealth? You find the conch, pearls, and everything. And all these because of your glancing over them. Right? So now the problem is, now what is the Kali Yuga standard of flourishing now? Let's see. Prabhupada writes, human prosperity flourishes by natural gift. That is what is flourishing, the human this thing, and not by gigantic industrial enterprises. Okay. Nowadays, you see, there's a lot of industries are coming up, especially now in Johor. There is they are trying to bring in, inviting all this technology company. And they are flowing over from Singapore. They are setting up big plants, huge plants. And in order to cool them, they need a lot of water. So what's going to happen in the future? Only God knows, right? Maybe sooner or later, the Johor people will be deprived of water, drinking water. Okay. So like this. So it's not every, now they're talking about material opulence means industry. So the prime minister, the king, they travel all around the world to attract investors. Why? They attract the investors, they come and invest in Malaysia, they can get a job. But they've forgotten end of the day, they have to eat, especially in India now. Of course, now they are trying to curb that. All that farmland turned into industry. That's why you see it, but I've not seen in Malaysia, but I've seen in Sabah. The river is dry. In India, I was so shocked. I went to my native place and I said, why did you waste such a big land? There's such a big, huge land near our Koladevan, I mean, the so-called Koladevan temple, such a big land. I said, why you all so like build everything so nearby when there's so much of land there wasted? You should build something there. Then everybody start laughing. Then I said, why are you laughing? He said, that's not land, that's river. What? There's not a drop of water that flows through the river. But so far in Malaysia, we are still blessed. Okay, we have not seen the river totally dry. All right. So this thing. So the gigantic industry enterprise are product of godless civilization. These are the product of the godless civilization. The civilization that don't believe in God, atheistic civilization. And because of them, they cause a destruction of the noble aim of human life. So now human beings have lost their aim in life. All right. Now they have some kind of rights. All right. But what is the right? You work for 3 days, you off for you work for 4 days, you off for 3 days. No OT, no nothing. Okay, only 1 week, you only work 4 times. Then after that, you take 3 days break. But that 4 hours, the 4 days, you have to work 12 hours. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. What a life. So that's why we are saying, right? Because of this, we go on increasing such troublesome industries, and they want to squeeze out the vital energy of the human being. They squeeze the people out. But the more and there will be unrest and dissatisfaction of people in general. By the time they come back, they are too tired to express their love, gratitude, affection to the wife and the children. Now the wife also joined in work. Both husband and wife working so hard. And the children are deprived. And because of this, it's not a big deal. Because you know why? Because only few can live lavishly by this exploitation. The politician, the local politician, and the business owner. They live lavishly.
I'm already.
And people around, they slog.
Is everybody experiencing that?
Yes, what is that? Experience what?
Just now that your photo jam already just now. I couldn't hear what you were telling.
Ah, okay. Did I hang just now? Anybody?
No, Prabhu. Your line is okay.
Oh, okay.
It's my iPad now. My iPad, my internet maybe. Okay, Prabhu.
Okay. So like that, exploitation. And because of this exploitation, it creates a lot of frustration. Yesterday in the Namahat's class, I was talking to the students. Now I told them, if you need help, please call me. The 2% commit suicide, the 2 young girls. Because of deprived. The father is working, the mother is working, and the children are left alone. And even the mother stays at home. She wants to do some part-time business. Right? And recently, yesterday, day before yesterday, there's one girl in Johor, I think, Compass, Form 4 girl, committed suicide. And last week also, there's one young boy, 19-year-old Chinese boy, jumped from the 68th floor from Komta. I'm not sure which floor. He jumped down. And before that, he spoke on internet, I mean, on Instagram or something like that. Don't worry about me, live life. Then he committed suicide. So what is actually happening now? So now what we understand, Prabhus and mothers, the modernization is degradation. We are becoming more and more degraded. Right? The people are turning into animalistic life. Work hard like a dog just to maintain some perishable goods. What is that perishable goods? The house, the house, the property, that everything that we have acquired over our life. Right? We work, now we got a house, we got a car, we have these gold jewelry, but all these are perishable. It's not going to stay with you forever. But we are exchanging our life for something which is perishable. All right. So that is the thing. So just like you are working so hard to build a sand by the sea, a castle by the sea, by the beach, sand castle, putting so much of effort, drawing such a big plan and everything, making it some nice. Suddenly a big wave comes, everything gone. Like what is happening now today in Assam and all this kind of place, such a big flood is happening in India. All the dream, they built a dream house, all were washed away. All got washed away. So actually we are exchanging our life. That is called the uncivilized people. Because they don't know what to think. They don't know what. So what actually we are trying to do in Krishna consciousness? We are not asking you not to work. We are not asking you not to go and this and do that. But now you dovetail everything to Krishna. Don't get attached to the result. Okay? When you look at the Vedas, even Vedanta Sutra, before Srimad Bhagavatam, all propound these four things: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But sometimes, even in ISKCON, we also promote this moksha, go back to Godhead. Okay, that is our ultimate goal, yes, to go back to God. But now we have to live in this world. We need a dharma. That is varnashram dharma, work according to your nature. Number two, karma. You have to acquire property, you have to acquire money, you have to do that. Then after that, artha, you have to dharma, artha, kama. Kama means your desires. A man cannot work without desire. Kama means desire. But if the desire becomes uncontrolled, it becomes lust. For a devotee, it's a desire. For a non-devotee, it is a lust. Uncontrolled desire. They cannot control themselves. They have to work for it. They die for that. It's a burning desire. So what the Vedas teaches? And what do Bhagavad Gita teaches first of all? He said, yes, you need to have dharma. And your dharma is to serve the Lord. Your dharma is your constitutional condition. What's your constitutional nature? To serve. And who to serve? To serve the Supreme Personality. And dharma artha. So then secondly, in order to do that, you also have to work and acquire some property, some protection, some insurance policy and all these kind of things. But do it in the Vedic way. Don't do it whimsically. Do it as the matter of duty. That means just like Arjuna fought the war to acquire the kingdom, just as the matter of duty, but not to enjoy the kingdom. Do it as a matter of duty. Go, work, make your money, but do it as a matter of duty. So we have to train our young children. You have to acquire this thing, dharma, artha. Artha is important. Artha means property. In Malay, we call harta, H-A-R-T-A. Yes, but do it in a systematic and a scientific and a sastric way. Then karma. Karma means what? Desire, lust, and all this falls under karma. And do it in the sastric way. Don't do it whimsically, because if we do whimsically, we are considered animals. Because animals will do it whimsically. There's no rules abiding or guide them. But we as a human being, we have rules, we have guide, we have limitation, we have expect. Everything is there. Follow according to the Shastra. If you can follow all these things, end of the day, you can expect moksha. Right? I want to ask you frankly, Prabhus and Mothers, be very frank. Did any one of you regretted joining Hare Krishna? Be very frank. At one moment of your life, did you just regret it? I shouldn't have joined Hare Krishna.
No, Prabhu, not at all.
No, I asked anyone. Did anyone means just answer me. Did anyone regret it? No one regretted. Bro.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. I agree. At a certain degree, to be frank, Prabhu, because we know that Hare Krishna at the first, when I come to know that before Hare Krishna, I used to go to Divine Life Society, all this religious movement. I need to know something about what is religion all about. But at one time, I really regretted.
Yeah.
Because first impression when come to Hare Krishna, we thought that is a very people with intelligence will join this movement. But when you come to the Hare Krishna, yes, all the outside is very, very beautiful at what we are
Yeah.
doing there. Okay. So to be very frank, bro, I think hopefully everybody hearing it, but certain things I cannot say, and certain thing, but I just indirectly I'm saying that when it comes certain degree, and then I feel like that I was a very high expectation toward the devotees. So today we are when we call we are wearing tilak, we have a tilak, we have a kunti mala, we were dressing like a devotee. Everybody tend to respect us because why? Because the overall movement is shows that this is a movement where only the educated people will join. And then those in the movement, they are very educated, very knowledgeable, and these kind of things. When you have some time in the movement, you feel that the outside is better than the inside.
That doesn't matter,
This,
bro. What I'm saying is, say like, if it's only not Hare Krishna, you should be very opulent today. Yes or not?
that is great, Prabhu. Yes, that I
So
should
you
agree.
regretted, right? At one point you regretted. Yanda ingodu sandone,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
All right. Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Thank you for being very honest. How
Thank
about
you.
others? Any one of you really have, I mean, talking about those who are very old, I mean, seasoned devotees. Did any one of you at one point of your time you regretted? No one? I mean, we are, yeah, Sundari Gopi Mataji, yeah.
Yeah, at one point, Prabhu, when they were pressured, so much of pressure, they said, Yanda, இவங்க இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிறாங்க டிவோட்டியான்னு நினைப்பேன் பிரபு.
Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. All right. All right. How about anyone else? Another one more person? Doklesh Prabhu, he's a very senior devotee, very super senior. Yes, Cham Prabhu?
Yeah, I've been regretted at one point because when I get into Hare Krishna, I seem to have more problem than before. So, in a sense that because it's not just a material, even the family side. So I got facing a lot of tough challenges. So I really regretted at that point.
Correct,
but
correct.
Before I was in, seems to be much better.
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Because to be frank with you, at one moment of time, I really regretted being a devotee. What is my biggest regret? I got a full scholarship to do law. I was given a scholarship to do law, and I rejected the scholarship because I thought I'll be a brahmachari. I was thinking of being a monk, brahmachari. At that moment, I really thought, okay, I'm going to be a brahmachari. No point studying these mundane subjects and everything. I rejected it. But today, if I'm a lawyer, if I'm practicing law, my life should have turned into something else. Right? So, at one point of time, I regretted. I said, why did I join this movement? I shouldn't have joined. If I didn't join Hare Krishna, I should be very successful. Right? But all these thoughts come when we are misusing or we are not properly guided on this matter called Dharma, Artha, Kama. Because they only talk about moksha, go back home, back to Godhead. Don't born again. So by doing that, we have already missed the most important point in life. All this because I did not study the Shastra well. So now as I start to study Shastra, and of course, with experience, as time goes on, when we look around what is happening, and today I'm so grateful that I became a devotee. And I can't imagine myself without being a devotee. Right? Because this kind of frustration is very important. I mean, this kind of frustration is really true. It's a really true frustration. When everybody start to work hard day in, day out, when we are trying to balance our life between the material attraction, at the same time, we are trying to practice the spirituality. So now, Prabhus and mothers, what I want to say, as a senior in the society, I think all of you are around 50 and above, right? I think most of you. So as a senior in the society, you should be able to guide the junior. What to guide? Do your duty according to Dharma. Acquire your property according to Dharma. Maintain your lust and desire according to Dharma. So that is what something we have to teach. That's what in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is actually trying to say. You have to do that. If you say first is Dharma, right? First you talk about your duty as a Kshatriya. Then after that, he suggested all kind of varieties. All right? You have to fight because you need to acquire the thing. Right? Then end of the day, he says, the Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Give up all kind of activity, simply surrender to me. I'll save you from I save you from all the sinful reaction. So after hearing that, Arjuna didn't drop everything and surrender to him or become a mendicant. So surrender to Krishna means he agreed to Krishna's instruction and fought the war. He performed his duty. So that's very important. But nowadays, in this modern society, people are working so hard day and night for something which is very perishable. They are willing to exchange their life, especially those who are working in Singapore and staying in Johor. I have seen when I was in Johor, before the pandemic, my office was in Johor, my training center. I tell you the way these people, they come for the training and they all be whispering and say, why, what happened? This one fellow died. Why? It's an accident like what? They are so tired when they are riding, they just slept off, boom, they couldn't bang the divider. Slept off while riding motorbike. Anchung. Almost every day. I think that JB Hospital mortuary is the most busiest. When you look at the care, people are running left, right, all where are they going? Working so hard, having high dreams, high goals for something perishable. The house that I bought is no longer going to be mine. Once I had that house, it's not mine. I got a car. I even bought a Mercedes-Benz. Never lasts me for more than 4 years. It's not good. But in order to buy the car, in order to maintain the car, I work like a dog. Right? Day in, day out. So that's what Prabhupada is mentioning here in this thing. So the modernization is degradation. Okay, let me come to the point. So Prabhus and mothers, when you look at the suicidal case is getting very rampant. Okay, let me tell you now itself. The suicidal case becoming very rampant. The frustration case is very rampant. The divorce case is becoming very common. Right now, it's very common. You see, when you throw a stone, when you hit on someone, actually the person should have break up or they should have some kind of a thing. So if you need any help, kindly contact me. I would like to volunteer myself to help these people. Right? Those who are thinking of committing suicide or those who are like having a breakup. And of course, please, I also like to tell you, if you have a family problem, do not go and approach a brahmachari. They don't know anything. Right? Or sannyasi. If the sannyasi formally married, it's different. Or your spiritual master is okay. Your spiritual master, you go and talk to him because spiritual master is actually a Chaitanya Guru from your heart. He can guide you. Other than your spiritual master, do not speak your problem to any brahmachari. They don't understand. And I don't understand why the brahmacharis are so sabo, like to come in and try to give advice to grihastha. Sometimes you just imagine like you are a grihastha trying to advise sannyasi. You should be sleeping on the floor. You should be, Swamiji, you shouldn't be sleeping. Let me try to teach sannyasi how to live a sannyas life. As a grihastha, can you go and teach brahmachari how to live a brahmachari life? If you're a former brahmachari, okay. If you're never a brahmachari, you cannot advise brahmachari. So like that. So if any one of you need help or anybody needs this thing, I am volunteering myself. If there's anyone who have that kind of chronic family issue, or they need to have thinking of suicidal, or thinking of if you think someone the frustration level going high, so please do connect them to me. All right. So like what he says here, because this was my meditation this morning, and exactly the verse is coming up like this. So only few can be lived lavishly by exploitation. The natural gifts such as grains and vegetables, fruit, rivers, hills, jewels, and minerals in the seas full of pearls are supplied by the order of the Supreme. So now what is happening in Ipoh, especially you can see, The nature such as grain and vegetables, all are fully in pesticide. Those days, I remember the rice only give you according to the season. I think 1 month, twice it gives you. But nowadays, every 3 months once you can harvest rice. Like durian. Those days, I know durian come in the month of Chitra Masam. But nowadays, it looks like every day you can have durian. All the fruits are fully injected with this thing. Like my friend was working in Australia, my Chinese friend, he told me, he went to the shopping center, he said, can you see the green apple? Because he was working in the green apple factory. He takes the green apple in there and they put it in some kind of wax where no bacteria can go in. It's basically like you freeze the thing, right? You freeze the apple. And he says all the apples that you see in the market is the apple they harvested at least a year ago. That's why sometimes when you eat the raw apple, you feel your lips. If you have a very sensitive lips, you see your lips become swollen. Then even you peel the apple inside the thing that has been harvested 1 year ago. So it is just like you put into airtight. So they put a wax around, airtight, nothing can go in. So everything is tainted nowadays, right? The rivers, who dares to go to the river and simply drink the river water? Of course, near my house, there's a place they newly discovered. Of course, it's fully closed. I used to go there and I used to drink the water directly from the river. Have any one of you tried drinking water directly from river? Anybody? Anyone tried? No one, huh? Because the river near my house is extremely clean, never exploited. But of course, now the forest department is trying to turn into a tourist area. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. The hills are all gone. Like for instance, we see the Malaya hills. It's supposed to give you a lot of sunlight. But nowadays, the idiotic modernization, they destroy the hill and they plant rubber tree. And of course, now rubber tree is a palm tree. Until now, the foreign countries like Malaysia cannot export palm oil to any Western countries because they said that you have exploited the natural reserve. So they punish the country. The only big buyer is India. When India stopped buying, finished. That also gone. Right? So the hills is full of jewel and minerals, also gone. Right? The seas are full of pearls. Now, because of pollution, the pearl also gone. And they are supplied by the order of the Supreme. Because as he desires. So material nature produces themselves in abundance or restricts them at times. Sometimes they give you in abundance, sometimes they restrict them. The natural law is that the human being may take advantage of this godly gift. They can take advantage by the nature and satisfactory flourish on them without being captivated by the exploitative motive of lording it over the material nature. This is what I was saying about it. So what Prabhupada writes here, says, the natural law is the human being may take advantage of all these godly gift. The gift from Krishna, you can take advantage and satisfactorily flourish on them. You can take them, you can sell them, you can flourish. You can become rich, you can become millionaire and everything. But Prabhupada used this word without. Mark this word without. Without what? Being captivated. Don't get captivated. Don't get carried away with all these opulence. Just do your job. Just take it. Okay, when Krishna give you, enjoy it. But don't get captivated. Example, I like to go to, I love hilly areas. All right? I love hilly areas. And say if I go to Switzerland, on the hill, wow, so beautiful. Okay, no need to go so far. In Malaysia, Cameron Highland. Oh, Cameron Highland, so beautiful, so cold. All right, I'm enjoying the sight. But that doesn't mean the Cameron Highland is so nice. I buy a house and stay there. Can I? I cannot do that. I go to Fraser Hill. Oh, I go to Kundasang, Sabah. Beautiful. Unbelievably beautiful. But that doesn't mean I can stay there. I just go there, enjoy and come back. So if I stay there means I've been captivated. So what Prabhupada is saying, don't get captivated. Enjoy, satisfactory, enjoy, flourish them. But without being captivated. Captivated of what? Of this exploitative motive. Exploitative means what? Oh, this is mine. This belongs to me. I want to exploit so that I can lord, I can become it becomes mine. So everybody says that they go, like for instance, there's a Socrates or something who said, what is the name? Some Greek warrior. I come, I see, I conquer. Who said that? Something, okay.
Caesar.
Caesar, yes.
Alexander.
Not Alexander. Alexander, is it?
Yeah, he said, I came, I saw, conquered.
Okay.
Vini, Vidi, Visi.
Vidi, Vini, Vici, yes.
Vini, Vidi, Visi.
Yes. Vini, Vidi, Vici. So I come, I see, I conquer. I come, I see, look beautiful, I take it for myself. Because everybody wants to become a Lord. Everybody wants to become Ishvara. Right? So like that. So then Prabhupada says, the more we attempt to exploit the nature according to according to our whims of enjoyment, the more that we want to enjoy, then we want to control according to our whims, uncontrolled or unregulated enjoyment. The more we shall become entrapped by the reaction of such exploitative method. The more we try to deceive, and the more we become we become entrapped. Just like what do you call the worm that creates silk, the silkworm. What does the silkworm do? It produces a lot of silk, then produce a lot of silk, and after end of the day, it trap inside, die. It creates own and get trapped inside. Or in other words, some like if you see like some crazy people when they build house, I think Chong Prabhu can tell us how. Have you seen like people are there or not? They like to build a house, even the air cannot come in. They steal the what they call the thing. Make sure because so afraid, so he build a own cocoon. Suddenly comes fire, the fly cannot run, he dies. Right? So don't get entrapped by the reaction of such exploitation. So then Prabhupada says very nicely, he says, if we have sufficient grains, we have just a little grain, fruits, vegetables, and herbs, then what is the necessity of running a slaughterhouse for killing poor animal? Now Prabhupada is quoting animal. When we just can simply live happily by sufficient grains, fruit, and vegetable, and herbs. Like I believe most of you were non-vegetarian before. You used to enjoy meat, should have eaten everything. But today, are you all satisfied with simply grains, little grains, little fruits, vegetable, and herbs? Do any one of you regretted being a vegetarian? Anyone? How many of you being happy being a vegetarian? Okay, now I want to ask a question. Who was a terrible meatarian before? You can't live without meat. Anyone? Shang Prabhu, were you like that before? Saranand Jayaraman Prabhu, yes. You were?
My favorite was meat, Prabhu.
Yeah. So basically you eat meat, all kind of food, right?
Yes, Prabhu, yes.
But now are you satisfied with grains, vegetable, fruits?
Yeah, Prabhu. Currently I'm cooking and eating sattvic food.
Yeah, look at that. You're happy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Who said that you've become a vegetarian means your life will get screwed up? Actually, that's why Prabhupada says that you can simply live a simple life just by with sufficient grains, vegetable, fruits, and herbs. So when we have that, what is the reason of having a slaughterhouse, killing all these poor animals? A man need not kill an animal if he has sufficient grains and vegetables to eat. The rivers flow, the flow of the river waters fertilize the field. And there is more than what we need. Okay, minerals are produced from the hills, from the jewel in the ocean. And the jewel is from ocean like pearls. If the human civilization has sufficient grains, minerals, water, milk, and etc., then why should it hanker after terrible industrial enterprise? Because at the end of the day, we need to eat. Our ultimate goal of working hard, we are working to go to work and everything. What? To eat. But why do we need to exploit further than that? Right? We create an education system. And that education system is what? That is according to someone's motive, the government motive to make sure that you don't retaliate with them. The British came to all that country around. They introduced the British curriculum to all that Commonwealth countries. What is the reason? So they can break their civilization. The Indian civilization was so hard to break. And I think Miller or something like that, all right? Muller, all right? He came out with a thing. He said, now must give them the education. They make them dress like a British man, walk like a British Max Miller, yes, and act like a British man, eat like a British man. Okay, now you did that. Now why not live like a British man? Then introduce meat. Don't put masala and everything. Just burn it and eat it. Simple. Then why not you drink alcohol? Drinking a beer, drinking a whiskey or brandy is a gentleman way. Right? When they used to have a dance which full of expression, they introduced something that you stand in one place, hold each other, and just spin like a top. They spoiled everything. Okay. And they come out with this thing. So then they introduce it, work hard, create, because they want to harvest all their this thing. They say, okay, now, okay, like for instance, in Malaysia, they brought the Chinese. They said, now you work in the mine. And a lot of Chinese Taukis become multi-millionaires, right? Like a Chow Kid and all, they become so rich. But the British says, yeah, man, you be rich as much as you want, you want to live as much as you want. I just need that thing, get the raw things from it. So they created more and more mining, and the Chinese thought and all the people brought here, they thought they are becoming rich, but they made British even more richer. So they introduced that. So, but end of the day, they are working hard for what? Just to eat. So a terrible industrial enterprise, they created, why it's supposed to anchor for terrible industrial enterprise at the cost of the labor of some unfortunate men. Sometimes they work underground, coal mine, oh my God. But all these natural gifts are dependent on the mercy of the Lord, Prabhupada says. But what we need, therefore, is to be obedient to the law of the Lord. We have to be very obedient so that we can achieve the human perfection of life by devotional service. Because devotional service, in order to practice devotion, you have to have a lot of calmness. So the indication of Queen Kunti is just to the point. She desires that God's mercy be bestowed upon them so that natural prosperity be maintained by His grace. Right? Any questions? If you become a lawyer, devotee, if you have a great all common man might feel. No. I mean, I'm happy I didn't become that also. Everything by the wish of Lord. All right. So any questions, Prabhus and mothers? Okay. So now we are going to text 41. It's such a another beautiful text. Ata Vishvesha Vishwa. Okay. All right. So shall we just take a short break? Okay, now it's 10:30. Shall we just take a short break? Okay. Hare Krishna. Just take 2 minutes and we join back again.
அந்த வாரமே போயிட்டு அந்த வாரம் போட்டு அப்படியே வந்துருச்சு நாங்கள். சரி ஏதோ நீ பாரு. ஐம்பது பிஸ்கட் ஒரு பாக்கெட் வாங்கிட்டு வந்துரு அங்கே கடைக்காரன்.
Okay, Hare Krishna, are we back? Shall we continue? Okay, great. Okay, now let's continue. Okay, now let's look at text 41. Okay, text 41. Ata Vishvesha Vishvatman Vishvamurte Swakeshu Me Sneha Pasham Imang Chindi Dardang Pandushu Vrishnishu Ata Vishvesha Vishvatman Vishvamurte Swakeshu Me Sneha Pasham Imang Chindi Dardang Pandushu Vrishnishu Ata Vishesha Vishvatman Ata Vishesha Vishvatman Vishvamurte Swakeshu Me Sneha Pasham Imang Chindi Dardang Pandushu Vrishnishu. Anybody like to recite the verse?
I'll try, Prabhu.
Okay.
Can ask Prabhu to go through. Go first.
Okay, Chandra Govinda Prabhu, go first.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ada Vishvesa Vishvatman Vishvamurte Swakeshu Me Sneha Pasam Imam Sinti Sridam Pandusu Runishu.
Okay, nice. Angela Rukmini Mataji.
Ada Vishvesa Vishvatman Vishwamurti Swakesu Me Sneha Pasam Imang Chindi Dirdang Pandusu Vishnisu.
Not su, shu.
Shu.
Because there's
Dirdang Pandusu Vrishnasu.
No. Okay, now roll your tongue. Put it on the flank.
Shu.
Ah, yeah. That's correct.
Dirdang Pandusu Vrishnasu. I think I got correct.
Okay. Because Vishesha. Okay, now this is Vishesha. This is shampoo, Sha, and this is shoe, like the sapati, right? The shoe that we wear, all right? Okay. Right. And next.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Wait.
Okay. Ata Vishvesa Vishvatman Vishwamurte Swakesu Me Sneha Pasam Imam Chindi Dadam Pandusu Vishnisu.
Okay, now like this. When you see the S like this, S with the apostrophe, we call it like shampoo. Sham. Okay, shampoo.
Okay.
If you see the S with the dot at the bottom, we call like shoe. S-H-O-E. Can you see?
Wow.
So this is Sha and this is Sha.
Sha.
So Vishvesha Vishvatman, not Visvesa Visvatma. Ata Vishvesha Vishvatman Vishvamurte Swakeshu. Now Shu Me. Sneha. This is S. This is Sneha. S. Sneha. And this is Pashang. Emang Chindi. Dadang Pandushu Vrishnishu. Okay. Next, good try. Ate Narayan Prabhu.
Atta Vishvesha Vishvatman Vishwamurte Swakeshu Me Sneha Pasham Imam Chundi Dhritam Pandusu Vishnishu.
Not Su. Pandushu. Pandushu.
Drtam Pandushu Vrishnishu.
Yes. Okay, nice. Taras Mataji?
Yeah, I'll try, Prabhu.
Let's go ahead.
Ata Vishvesha Vishvatman Vishvamurte Swakeshu Me
Yes, correct.
Sneha Pasham Imam Chindi Tradam Pandushu Hurshneshu.
Very good. Very good. Fantastic. You got it. All right. Ata Vishvesha. Ata Vish. Okay, just let me see. Ata Vishvesha Vishvatman Vishvamurte Swakeshu Me Sneha Pasham Imam Chindi Drdang Pandushu Vrishneshu. So R Sh N. Yes, Navarasan. I mean, what is his name? Namaras. You want to try?
Thank Prabhu. Ata Vishesha Visvatman Vishwamurte Swake Sume Sneha Pasam Imam Chinti Dhritam Pantusu Krishnehu Su.
Later you know how to pronounce the S. All right, good try. So Ata, therefore, Vishva Isha, the Lord of the universe, Vishva Atman, the soul of the universe, Vishva Murti, the personality of the form, Swakeshu, unto my own kinsman, me, may, my, Sneha Pasham, tie of affection, Pashakaran, Pasham, right? All right. So, Sneha Pasham, tie of the affection, Emam, these, Chindi, cut off, Drdam, deep, Pandushu, for the Pandavas, Vrishnishu, for the Vrishnis also. Please read the translation, anyone?
Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Translation: O Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, O personality of the form of the universe, please, therefore, sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. Hare Krishna
Yes.
Prabhu.
So now, Queen Kunti is praying for detachment. She is praying for detachment. What she says, O Lord of the universe, O soul of the universe, O personality of form, the universe, of the universe, please, therefore, severe. Severe means what? Cut off. Severe. Siva. How you pronounce that, Prabhu? Vaishnava Prabhu? Severe, right? Siva. He's my English editor. Siva. I'll severe my association with you. Severe.
Server.
Huh?
Server.
Sever. Okay.
Yeah.
Therefore, sever my tie. Sever means what? Cut off. Sever my tie and of affection. Sever my tie of affection for my kinsman. Kinsman means what? His kingdom. The people. Sever my ties with Pandavas, his grandsons. And also sever my ties with Vrishnis, the brother's family. Okay? Like that. Let's see what our Acharya Srila Prabhupada says. A pure devotee of the Lord is ashamed to ask anything in self-interest from the Lord. That is one of the indication. A pure devotee is ashamed. They feel so shy to ask anything for his own interest from the Lord. But what do they ask? They ask for the people around. Like our spiritual master, they pray. They pray for what? Do they pray for good health? No. They pray that all his disciples become pure devotees. That's why sometimes initiation is very important. We are praying for ourselves, and our spiritual master is praying for us also. But the householder are sometimes obliged. Who? Who is obliged? The householders. Householders means what? The married couple, grastas. Sometimes they are obliged to ask favors from the Lord. because they are bound by the tie of family affection. Oh, my daughter is not married, my son is not married, I hope he can get a good boy, good girl. Why not show me a girl that I want to make my daughter-in-law? I hope she's a pure devotee. Krishna, please, Krishna, give me this thing. But so we ask because of family affection. So now, what Prabhupada says, Srimadi Kunti Devi was conscious of this fact. She's conscious of this fact. And therefore, she prayed to the Lord to cut off the affection tie from the own kinsman. So she doesn't want this, but she knows that, but she wants to cut off the affection. Affection means attachment. When you are affected, when because of affection, sometimes we're working so hard and everything. So affection. Affection means attachment. I'm so attached to my wife. I'm so attached to my children. I hope that Krishna. So she want to cut it off. Okay, what she want to create the affection from the own kinsman. That means the people, the citizen. The Pandavas want to sever the Pandavas and also the Vrishnis. The Pandavas are her own sons. And the Vrishnis are the member of her paternal family. Paternal means what? Father's side. Maternal means mother side. Thai maman, maternal. This is paternal. Pangali. In Tamil, we call Pangali. Right? So Krishna was equally related to both of them actually. To both of the families. Both the families required Krishna's help because both were dependent on devotees of the Lord. So Srimati Kunti Devi wished for Sri Krishna to remain with her sons of the Pandavas. But he is doing so, a paternal house could be bereft of the benefit. So she wanted Krishna to stay with Pandavas, but she knows if he stays here, the paternal house, the brother's side, the brother's family, all will be bereft. They will lose the benefit of having Krishna's association. All these partialities. What is partiality? Partial. Favoritism. The favoritism troubled the mind of Kunti, and therefore she decided to cut off this affectionate tie. A pure devotee cut off the limited ties of affection for his family and widens his activity. Now let's look at this. Prabhupada says, a pure devotee, they cut off the limited ties. Why limited ties? I have to work for my wife, I have to work for my children. Right? If I want to go somewhere, I cannot. I have to ask permission from my wife and then make sure that everything's okay. A day that we want to practice some sadhana bhakti, suddenly the wife says, no, there's an important wedding. We have to go. So everything is limited when the person in family life. But the pure devotee, they cut that limit. Okay, for his family. And what he did, he widens his activity of devotional service for all forgotten souls. It is not like a person cut off the family tie and go to the forest and meditate. Once the person given up the association or the ties with the family, he becomes free and he goes all around the world. He widens his activity to remind all the devotional service for the all forgotten souls. So the typical example of this band is 6 Goswamis. The typical example who followed the path of Lord Chaitanya. All of them belong to the most enlightened and cultured rich family of the higher caste. But because of the benefit of the mass of population, they left their comfortable homes and become mendicants. They stayed under the tree and everything. They become mendicant. So then Prabhupada says very important. Another point that Prabhupada says here, to cut off all family affection. If you want to cut off the all family affection, means that you are trying to broaden the field of activities. That means you are breaking away from one house so they can say the thing. All right. You sacrifice your own one family so that you can save all the families in the world. Without doing this, so without doing the cutoff, no one can be qualified as a Brahmana, a king, a public leader, or a devotee of the Lord. Wow. So if no one can be, so without doing this, so to cut off all family affection, But if no one can do this, the one cannot become a Brahmana, not qualified as a Brahmana. Why? Because a Brahmana, anytime he required to serve, he have to go. So he stays with the family, but he becomes not attached to the family. A king, when the king going on a voyage, he go to other countries to make new friendship, new relationship, or to conquer. Once the king goes, he maybe come back after a few years. They go around to conquer the world, right? So the king, if the king is so attached to the wife and prince, the queen and prince, finish. A person also cannot be a public leader. Like now you see that all the leaders, like example like Modi of India. He don't have a family, so he can travel today here, tomorrow there. He cannot be a public leader. At the same time, Prabhus and mothers, he also cannot be a devotee of the Lord. So as the devotee of the Lord, what we are trying to do, we are not simply sitting one place and try to satisfy our own sadhana, but we should go out and help others, inspire others to take up this spiritual life seriously. So the personality of Godhead as an ideal king, he showed this by example. So Sri Ramachandra cut off the tie of affection with his beloved wife. Right? Ramachandra cut off his tie with Sita. Okay, to manifest the qualities of an ideal king. Because for a king, his job is above everything. Such personalities of Brahmana, devotee of the king, such personality as a Brahmana, a devotee, a king, or a public leader must be very broad-minded in discharging respective duties. So now, weak as she is, Srimati Kunti Devi, she is weak because she's a lady, was conscious of this fact. She's conscious. So she prayed to be free from such bondage of family affection. The Lord is addressed as the Lord of the universe. What is the address? The Lord of the universe, he says, right? That means Vishwamurti. Vishwa means what? Vishwa means huge. Atman. Vishwa means also called universe. So the soul of the universe. All right? Vishwamurti, the personality of the universal form. Okay? So there's a Vishwa Isha. Vishwa. Vishwa means the Lord of the universe. Okay? That's why we call that in chapter 11, we call Vishwarupa. Virat Rupa, Vishwarupa, the huge form. So that's why she's called, he prayed to the Lord of, okay. That's why the Lord is addressed as the Lord of the universe. Or the Lord of the universal mind. That indicates his all-powerful ability to cut the heart knot of the family affection. It is very important, therefore, it is sometimes experienced that the Lord, out of his special affinity towards the weak devotee, when he starts to give some special mercy to the weak devotee, he breaks the family affection by force of circumstances, by his all-powerful energy. Wow. So that means by his special affinity, Krishna's special affinity, for a weak devotee, he sometimes break the family affection and force the circumstances, the situation, that all powerful, okay, by his all powerful energy. So sometimes as a devotee, when we start to see the children are going against us, they start to hate us, they leave the house, suddenly the daughter-in-law comes to the house like a terror, or the son-in-law comes as a terror. Sometimes we can become so disheartened, we become so frustrated. Now you see what Prabhupada is saying. So this is also an indication of a great affinity, a special mercy by the Lord. So he tried to break the family affection. Okay. So what is the advantage if he does this? So that because doing so, he causes the devotee to become completely dependent on him. So once we give up the family life at an old age, we can't depend on it. We just need to depend on the family, and thus clears up the path of going back to Godhead. So Queen Kunti also prays to cut off the family affection. See, For a man, sometimes it can be very easy. But for a woman, it is not easy at all because they are full of emotion. Right? Once the son produces a child, once the mother sees a grandchild, they become even more and more attached to that. It is not easy, therefore, to give up the family at this thing. So that's why she actually prays to Krishna so that you sever my tie of affection. All right? What sever what? The tie of affection. Affection, love, bond. Okay? She want to tie the affection from kinsmen, the Pandavas and Vrishnis. She's not asking to become a tie so that she becomes sannyasi. She want to sever all this kind of affection so that she can go into what they call into this thing. So what he says, sneha and pasam. Sneha na enadhu? Friendship. Sneham. Sneha means friendship, love. Pasam means love. Pasam means affection. So please cut off sneha pasam imam this. Sneha pasam chindi driddha. Chindi. Because the sneha and pasam are so deeply rooted. So chindi, cut off. You remember in a Narsinga mantra? Garjantam, Garjayantam, Nija, Bhuja, Patalam, Spotayantam, Matantam, Rupayantam, Tapayantam, Divi, Buddhistam, Kishipantam, Kishipantam, Pradantam, Romayantam. Is it? No. Chindi, Chindi, Hana, Hana. There's another verse, all right? That's the last phrase. Okay. Is there a word chindi? Chindi means cut it off. Cut.
Yeah, that's a word. Chindi, chindi.
Chindi, chindi, and Hana, Hana, right?
Yeah.
Cut, destroy.
Yeah.
All my action, yeah. So chindi means to cut it off. Chindi means cut off. All right? So like that. So what we can pray to Krishna now? So like this, we also can modify this prayer. Prabhus and mothers, please pay attention to this. Oh Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, oh personality, form of the universe, please therefore increase my taste for chanting the holy name of yours. Please take the form of Nama Prabhu and dance in my tongue. I'm so infected with jaundice. My tongue has become numb. N-U-M-B, numb. I try to chant your holy name, my Lord, but I just can't get the taste. Trust me, Prabhus and mothers. You have to pray for that. Like now for Chaturmasya, I make a vow to a certain degree that I want to chant this mantra to a certain degree of, I've just increased my standard. So yesterday I chanted no taste at all. I was just thinking, my God, Krishna, I chant X amount of number, more than average, but still I cannot get the taste. So you have to pray. So we can use this prayer. Oh Lord, Lord of the universe, soul of the universe. So we can take some of the prayers of Queen Kunti and modify it for our own prayer. Okay? Right. Because in order to chant more rounds, you have to get the mercy of the Lord, and the Lord must approve it. Okay. So you want to do another one more verse? Shall we do it? Shall we do another one more verse? But it will take another half an hour. Go ahead.
Yes,
all right.
Prabhu.
But at least by 11:30, because this is another beautiful verse. All right. So this is because we are in the mood of prayers, of course, but after we complete this chapter, we will also recite the entire verse. All right. Okay, now it's 10:58. Shall we just take a short break? 2 minutes? Just get up, rest yourself, drink water, and come back. Because I also need to rest my voice. Just take 2 minutes. Hare Krishna. The next one, text 42. Tvaime. Okay, this is, there's an apostrophe, means there's a silent A here. But how are you going to pronounce? Mia. So tavi menanya, not mia like that. So tavi menanya vishaya matir madu pate script pateya script. So pateya script ratim utpatatat adda gange vaugam udanvati. Tvayi menanya vishaya matir madu pate secret ratim udvadhatat adda gange vaugam udanvati. Tvayi menanya vishaya matir madu pade secret ratim udvadhatat adda gange vaugam udanvati. Anybody like to recite the verse? Anyone? Shang Prabhu? Hello, am I audible? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I try.
All right. Okay, go ahead. Shang Prabhu.
Vaime. Sorry. Vaime. Vaime nanya visaya.
Very good.
Matil madu pate sakrit. Sating. Abad hatat sada. Wait,
Adda.
Sada.
Utvatat adda.
Utbatat sad. Adda.
Yes. Adda. Yes.
Gange. Gange bagam. Adamati. Udamati.
Nice.
Sorry.
Very. No problem at all. Chandra Govinda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Tvayi me nanya vishaya madir madhu pade sakrut radham utvahadat atra kange vaugam udanbadi.
Yes. Not udvadhatat. Udvahatat. Because in the இடத்துல dash இல்ல udvahatat adda.
Okay. தமிழ்ல சேர்த்து வச்சிருக்கு பிரபு.
அதான். Saras Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Twahi me nanya vishaya madir madhu padesakre radim hudvaha adat adaha gange vaham udanvadi.
All right. Okay. Just now I saw what's the name? Yes, Rajendra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Tahima nanya vishaya madir madu pate sarkit adim udavahatat adaha kainge vaugam udayan vanti.
Udanvati. All right. Not adaha. Ada. H with a dot, then we call adaha, but there's no H, so ada.
Ada.
Okay, nice.
Thank you,
Wait. Oh, where is that one? You just give me. Okay.
Tvayi me nanya visaya madir madhupate sakrit radhim muvahata dadha gange vauha mudanvati.
Very good. Not ratim, but radim.
Radim uvahatad adha gange vauham udanvati.
Yes, correct. Just now I saw that Mataji, what's the name? What's the name just now? Nanda Devi. Okay, Mangala Rukmini, Mataji, go ahead.
I'll try, Prabhu.
Yeah, go ahead.
Swahi me nanya visaya madir matupate sakrit ratim udvatat ada gange vaigam udanvati.
Okay. Okay. Tvayi me nanya vishaya matir madhupade sakrit ratim udvahat adda gange vaugam udanvati. Tvayi, unto you, may my ananya vishaya. Ananya vishaya. That means unalloyed. Matihi, attention. Madhupade, O Lord of Madhu. Asakrit, continually. Ratim, attraction. Ratim. Okay, in Tamil we call Radim, Radi. Attraction. Utpatat, may overflow. Addu, Adda, directly. Adda. Ganga, the Ganges. Iva, like. Ogam, flows. Udanvati, down to the seas. Translation, anybody?
O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn onto you without being diverted to anyone else. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Hare Krishna. Look at that. Now she's praying. She's deepening her prayers to Krishna. Now he says, Oh Lord of Madhu. All right. What is Madhu? Madhu means what they call
honey, Prabhu.
Huh?
Is it honey?
No.
The demon.
Madhu demon. Another one?
Killed by Krishna, killed the Madhu demon.
Yes, Madhu.
So it's called Madhuvadi, Babu.
Madhusudana. That's why you got the Madhusudana, right?
Yeah, Babu.
What is the name of Cupid?
Kandarpa.
Gandharva. No. Not
Kandarpa.
Kandarpa. Okay. The thought is coming to my head, but I just not coming out of my tongue.
Why,
Okay.
Prabhu?
No, as the thing is coming in Madhu. That's one word. Okay, anyway. All right, now Mother Queen Kunti addressing the Lord as Madhu. Oh, Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea. Not even day it took a break. Incessant flow. Without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else. Please, you also can memorize this prayer to Krishna every day in the morning. Whatever deities that you have, just go in front of them and say, Tavayi me nanya vishaya matir madhu pade sakrit pratim utpatat adda gange vaugam udanvati. If you find that Sanskrit is quite complicated, you can even just recite the verse. Oh Lord of the Madhu, the Lord of Madhu has the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance. So like that. So don't give me any hindrance. Don't give me any block in between. Let my attraction be constantly, all right? Let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you. And please, without being diverted to anyone else. So our Acharya Srila Prabhupada writes, he says, perfection of pure devotional service is attained. See, if you have noticed, Prabhus and Mothers, after a verse, the first phrase that Prabhupada say, it is the summum bonum. It's like hammer to the, it's the key point. Anytime that you read Prabhupada's purport, the first phrase is the key point. Key to understand this verse. After that, you see the following purport, it is the expansion of this key point. Have you all noticed that? Anyone, have you noticed that? Okay, if you have noticed that, if not, we will next time we will try to understand that. So what Prabhupada writes is the perfection of pure devotional service. We want to be a pure devotee. But once you become a pure devotee, you come to the level of perfection. The perfection of pure devotional service. So that means is attained. So when we are serving the Lord, now I'm coming to the temple, serving the Lord, and try to do some kind of service. So now from some kind of service, you try to become a specific into certain service. Like this, we have a Mataji here who serves the deity personally. Right? So what is that perfection in that service? How we know that we are attaining the perfection of the service is when all attention is diverted towards the transcendental loving service to the Lord. Once the service become transcendental, can become diverted with loving attitude. Once the thing turns into loving, it is not, shouldn't be a frustrating service. Sometimes we see, oh, I'm the only one, is it? There's no one there to cook. Only I have to cook. It's only me. After they cook, the temple is not clean. Or is it that only me have to clean? All the people came, they eat and they run away. Why it's only me? So that kind of thing. So that is still a neophyte level. But once we come to the advanced level, whenever we get the service, oh my Lord, I'm so grateful to you for that. I have conquered, I monopolized the service. The kitchen seva is monopolized by me. Everybody's left. I'm going to take my time and clean the kitchen with all my full heart content. And you do not need to fight with others. I did that. Yes.
It's not close.
I did that. All that we no need to. They usually become more and more matured. And that maturity happens by the mercy of the Lord. We can say we are 30, 40, 50 years devotees. But still we pick a fight. We pick a quarrel. Why me? Why that? I. Still the person is still not advanced in devotional service. So the advancement of devotional, how do we know? Now we know what is the advancement of our age. Do you all agree that you're getting old? What is the indication? Your skin start to wrinkle. Your eyes start dwindling. Right? You cannot wake up like last time. You cannot run. Now you have to walk. Your hair start to turn gray. This is indication. You are getting old. So what is that indication that you're becoming perfect? You're advancing devotional service. The more you advance in devotional service means that the more you become sober, acceptable, tolerable, and being excited. Prabhupada used the word valor, right? V-A-L-O-R. So we have to perform our devotional service with a lot of bravery, with so much of enthusiasm. Valor means what? Bravery. If a soldier goes to the fight with valor, that means he's prepared to take the sword and doesn't matter whatever it may come in front. He's just willing to face it with full enthusiasm. So the same thing we have to practice in devotional service. Not grumble, not fight, not to say that you better, I better. That is still a very childish mode in devotional service. Still very childish. Only the child will say, I am better than you. My food is better than yours. My cooking is better than yours. Or my deity worship is better than yours. My singing is better than yours. You are singing like a frog. You're croaking, your voice like a frog. Stop it. Let me sing. Because we must understand the singing to the Lord is not a concert. You're not trying to show your talent of singing. It's not a talent time program. Kacheri. In Tamil we call it kacheri. You are glorifying the Lord. The most important, how much love that you have when you start to sing the glories of the Lord. Like the day I was listening to one podcast. It was very interesting actually. First thing you wake up, when you open your eyes, you try to memorize one song, one kirtan, and sing while you are awakening. You know, maybe I should share that podcast later in the group. Very interesting podcast. Very mind-blowing podcast. He said, once you awake, right? Like for instance, like my favorite song, Gai Gora Madur Sware, Gai Gora Madhur Sware. Lord Hari, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happily singing. Gai means happiness. Happy. Gai. Very happily singing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Vrineta ko Hirdeta ko. Sadahari Bole Nako. So that means first before you open your eyes, okay, you just got up, ding, 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 the alarm rings, you just awake and start to sing one kirtan. All right. So according to that, Prabhu, he says, if you can do that first thing in the morning, before you even brush your teeth, before you just open your eyes and sing a song in glories of the Lord, we can achieve the pure devotional service very quickly, it seems. So I'm trying to try. So you also, every one of you can try. So if any benefit from there, you can share in the group. Right? So now, so we have to divert it, all attention. That means all attention is diverted towards. So we cannot be without attention. Now the attention will be diverted to the living service of the Lord. Then Prabhupada says, to cut off the tie of all other affection. That means just to cut off the tie of all other affection. That does not mean complete negation of the finer element. So what does that mean? So we are talking about to cut off the tie. When you want to cut off the tie from all the other affection. That doesn't mean that complete negation. Complete negation means what? Completely ignoring or completely giving up. It does not mean complete negation of the finer element. What is that finer element? The finer element means the element that is deeply rooted, like affection for someone else. So that means, what does it mean? Once we start to become a devotee and we try to practice sadhana bhakti very seriously, that doesn't mean you cut off your affection with, it's not easy by the finer element. Say, like for instance, we have seen, I have seen. After the person becomes more and more into devotional service, they cut off their affection with the wife and children. They look at the wife and the children in a very enmity mood. And the worst thing is when the men start to call the wife Maya. You Maya. Have you all seen that before, Prabhus and Mothers? Heard that? Put a thumbs up if yes. Yeah. We have seen. The men don't respect the woman, especially because they are improving in devotional service. They say, you wife is Maya. They go and serve the Lord, serve the Krishna, they try. But you cannot sever this kind of finer relationship. I used to get very annoyed when someone calls the wife Maya. You know? So, then, sometimes they dump the wife and go, all these kind of things is very bad. Are you such a great, exalted devotee like Ramachandra that you can reject your wife? Like how he reject Sita. He put it away. She put her away. That's the ideal king, because the ideal king, his life and soul is the kingdom. He should not have affection towards his wife and children. That's the ideal king. That's why Ramachandra did is that. Since when Ramachandra can live without Sita? That's never heard in any Puranas, any histories. That the Lord stand alone. The Lord doesn't stand alone. He stands with his energy. And that loving energy is his spouse, his consort, like Mahalakshmi, Sita Devi. And above all that, the supreme cause of this, Ladini, Srimadi Radharani. Wife is Maya. Like sometimes they used to put the Kulashekara Alva. Kulashekara Alva. You know that Mukunda Mala Stotra. What he says, my wife and children like a whirlpool. You know the whirlpool, the water that spins in the water. When you jump, it pulls you inside. It pulls me inside. So when that particular person, he said that to his wife in front of me, and I immediately got in. I said, "Are you Kulashekara Alvar? What is your standard? Are you such a great advanced devotee that you think your wife and children are whirlpool? Are you that transcendental? Look at yourself in the mirror. Are you that great? So we as a devotee, now we start to see that the divorce rate, especially among the devotees, is at an alarming rate. In ISKCON and all, because in the alarming rate. Why? Clashes of ego. If we can simply lovingly speak to our spouse, why can't they listen to you? You may say, no, they won't listen. Then keep talking. In Tamil, there's a proverb, Adi mel adi vettal ammiyum nagurum. The more you go and speak about it again and again and again, at one moment, there'll be a transformation of the heart. And I'm giving my own personal testimony. I married to my wife who's not a devotee. Right? And their family is hardcore meat eater. And you know what is the most funny thing? You know that compatibility, Purtham. You know, Jadaga Purtham, when before I get married, because it's a propose, my wife and I have 0 Purtham. And the astrologer says, you can never carry on with your life. Soon in the future, pichi to both of you will break up. So that time, I told her, if we simply surrender to Krishna, nothing in this 3 world can affect us. And they say you won't even have a child because there's no Purtham, Yoni Purtham, 0. It doesn't work. But by the mercy of Krishna, Srila Prabhupada and my spiritual master, we are blessed with 4 children and happily married for the 21 years. This year, December is 21 years. So how the thing could happen? Right? Respect. We have to be very respectful to our spouse. We do not try to show our showmanship or our great thing, especially to the wife or to the husband. As long as we can put Krishna in the middle, everything dovetail to Krishna, the conversation, the affection, the sharing, everything dovetail to Krishna, Krishna will definitely take care of everything. So nowadays, you see, in ISKCON is such a big deal. I heard in China it's even worse. All right? The husband wants, just take your time. We are preachers, right? As a devotee, we are preaching to someone. We are trying to make someone a devotee. There's no one of us never make anyone devotee. Did any one of you never make any devotee in your life? Can you put a thumbs up? Or what? I'm talking about those seasoned devotees. Right? Like Saravanan Jayaraman Prabhu, okay? His wife became a devotee first, I think, Roja Malar. But now, eventually, Saravanan Jayaraman Prabhu is sattvic food. Did your wife come and shout at you, tell you that you're crazy, you are fallen, you are demon?
No, Prabhu. She let me handle my own.
Yeah. So she let you go ahead and eventually change your heart, right? So the same thing. So when we are all working hard to make devotees, why not make our spouse and our children devotees? We fail there. We are trying to look around, but we forget to see what is beside us. So like that. So that's what Prabhupada is saying here. So it says that to cut off the tie with the other affection does not mean complete negation. Prabhus and mothers, you must remember that. I am not saying this. I'm surprised. I'm reading along with you. It's not that I pre-read this before. What Prabhupada says is very makes sense. It does not mean that it's a complete negation, completely neglect your wife and your children and everything, try to become God conscious. Okay, does not mean that complete negation of the finer element, like the affection for someone else. That is not possible, Prabhupada writes. Not possible. That never worked. Right? So, now let's look at this. A living being, whatever he may be, a living being. That means anything alive, it doesn't matter whatever it can be. They must have the feeling of affection for others. They must have the feeling for affection of others because this is the symptom of life. And what Prabhupada says, the symptom of life, namely desire, anger, hankerings, feeling of attraction, etc., cannot be annihilated. Wow, look at that. What is the symptom of life that shows you are alive? you have desire. Like someone that day, I think we had a conversation about this around 2 months ago, right? If I go back to home to Goloka, will I have desire? Of course. You want to serve Krishna, you have desire that you don't go there and become like nobody. It's a Mayavadi philosophy. And anger. Yes, there will be anger. Like how Hanuman showed his anger. Hankering. All of us are hankering for pure devotional service. We want that. We are chanting Hare Krishna. What we supposed to do, we should hanker. My dear mother, Radha, please engage me. Hankering. Hankering in Tamil, what do we call? எதிர்பார்ப்பா புலம்பல் எதிர்பார்ப்பு
ஏங்குறது பிரபு
ஏங்குறது எஸ் ஏக்கம் ஏக்கம் ஏங்குறது எனக்கு கிடைக்காதா feelings of attraction, you still will have attraction. Like now this kind of desire, anger, hankering, feeling of attraction, we can dovetail to Krishna. Attraction to Srimati Radharani's beautiful eyes, Krishna's lotus feet, the dressing of Krishna so beautiful, we get attracted. Only one thing we cannot apply to Krishna. Only one thing we cannot apply in devotional service. That is envious. Envious is very dangerous. Until an envious person will take a form of a snake in next birth. Envious. What they call envious in Tamil? Vaitarichal. Inor word.
பொறாமை பிரபு
பொறாமைனா jealousy. பொறாமை இருந்தா பரவாயில்லை. பொறாமை is jealousy. What is envious in Tamil? Any Tamil? Chandra Goida Prabhu, Tamil expert. பொறாமை என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க தமிழ்ல? Sorry, envious. அன்னைக்குதான் சண்டே அவர் சொன்னாரு. அன்னைக்குதான் சண்டே அதை பத்தி பேசணும், இப்ப மறந்துட்டேன். Anyone knows what is envious? Envy? Envy, the normal word is vaitarichal. Right? Okay. So now, this kind of envy only you cannot apply for Krishna.
Prabhu, kalpunarchi.
Huh?
Kalpunarchi.
Kalpunarchi வந்து low self-esteem. Envy என்னது? வைத்தறிச்சல் மாதிரி, அதுக்கு நல்ல வார்த்தை இருக்கு. அதுக்கு இன்னொரு வார்த்தை இருக்கு. அப்படிதான் இது இருக்குல்ல, கூகுள் ஆச்சாரியா இருக்காருல்ல, அவர்கிட்ட கேட்போம். Envy in Tamil. Envy in Tamil. பொறாமை. No, wrong. அவருடைய நண்பர்கள்
பகைமை உணர்வு கொண்டவர்.
பகைமை
உணர்வு கொண்டவர். I don't know. I just Google Prabhu.
Pagai means enemy, enmity. There's a word like he just spoke about this. Saras Mataji, you were there, right? Pona night ku manding thane temple la. Satya Saraswati Mataji.
ஆமாங்க பிரபு, மறதியா இருக்கு எனக்கும்.
என்ன சொல்றாரு அவரு? இப்போ சொன்னாங்களே. சரி. Anyway, அது மட்டும் நம்மளுக்கு we cannot be envious. A person who are envious can create kulanasam. He can destroy the entire family. The envy. Okay, anyway. So, anger, hankering, feeling, attraction cannot be annihilated, means cannot be removed from the heart. You can't remove. So, you can't remove that feeling from. Okay. Cannot remove that feeling from the heart. Okay. Then what Prabhupada says, only the objective has to be changed. Desire cannot be changed. You cannot change the desire. Change the object. But in devotional service, the desire is changed only for the service of the Lord. We must have the strong desire. Now we have a burning desire to become a millionaire. Now you must have a burning desire to serve the Lord to the best. பொறாமை இல்ல. பொறாமைனா jealousy. All right. So now for the service of the Lord in the
மன
place.
உளைச்சலா? மன உளைச்சல் மாதிரி இருக்கு.
மன உளைச்சல் வந்து இது மன உளைச்சல் வந்துட்டு ஸ்ட்ரெஸ். மன உளைச்சல்னா ஸ்ட்ரெஸ். Okay. So now anyway, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Okay. Now let's look at this. அதிலே meditate பண்ண வேண்டாம். So, but in devotional service, the desire is changed for the service of the Lord in the place of desire for the sense gratification. அப்ப நம்ம புலன் இன்பம். So all the sense gratification that we have, we simply change the sense gratification in the service of the Lord. You love to eat a lot, you cook nicely for Krishna, then you eat a lot of prasadam. No, like something they call foodies. They cannot stay. When they eat, they must eat a lot. They love food. Right? It's okay. Cook nicely, offer to Krishna and eat to your heart content. Right? You like to go to disco and dance. Just dance in kirtan. Have a live music some more. You want to have a live music, you want to listen to live music? Yes, come every Sunday. There's a kartal and there's a mridanga, there's a drum, dum, 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 dum. Everybody's dancing. Dance. So we just convert the so-called affection for family, society, country, etc. are different phases of sense gratification. All these are different phases of sense gratification. So now what we should do, Prabhus and mothers, the affection for the family, we have to convert to that affection of Vasudeva Kudumbam. Vasudeva Kudumba. Vasudeva Kudumba. We all family of Vasudeva, family of Krishna. So now we can change the family. You can even make a cell, your own house, to become a Vasudeva Kudumba. Kudumbana family. Vasudeva is Lord Krishna, Krishna's family. I'm so grateful to my wife because my wife is a prasadam given by Krishna to me to assist me in devotional service. And through our union, through the divine love and through our union, we have produced a child. And that child was given to me by Krishna, another prasadam. Prasadam means what? Mercy, not food. Right? Prasadam means mercy. It's another mercy of the Lord to me. Sometimes when the child annoy you, what you should think? The Krishna is sending the child to audit my character. So my wife and my children love to do that to me actually, Prabhus and mothers. My wife is in the group, suddenly she see all these kind of things. Oh, now your horn is getting bigger. Kumbu molai idu. Then my children will come and say something make me angry. So I start to realize my wife and my children are always checking and balancing my attitude so that I don't get carried away with ego. They make me humble. So like that. So Vasudeva Kudumbam. So when we start to think the wife and children as the mercy of Krishna to assist me, and now I will also assist her, and in that union, in that family bond, all of us as a unique serve Krishna. A single person to work and the group and the team to work is two different things. Or as a team, we work together to achieve Krishna's lotus feet. We can do it even quicker. Even if you find your spouse, your husband, your wife, your children are against you, but pray to Krishna, eventually they'll come to you. Even when they are away you, so they are checking on you. Right? So is it. So when this is desire is changed, Prabhupada says, for the satisfaction of the Lord, it's called devotional service. How? When the desire is changed for the satisfaction of the Lord. This is my child, my this. Now this is Krishna's child, Krishna's mercy to me. Okay? Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, we can see that Arjuna desired not to fight with his brothers and relations, but just to satisfy his own personal desire. How can he fight and kill his own brothers? But when he heard the message of the Lord, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he changed his decision. And he served the Lord. How he served the Lord? By killing the enemies. And for doing so, he became famous devotee of the Lord. He became the famous devotee of the Lord. And it is declared that in all scripture, it is declared in every scripture that Arjuna attained the spiritual perfection. He attained the spiritual perfection. How? By devotional service to the Lord in a friendship, Sakya. So he is the one example. He perfected his devotional service by friendship. The fighting is there and the friendship was there. Arjuna was there and Krishna was there, but Arjuna became different person by devotional service. Therefore, the prayers of Kunti is also indicate the same categorical changes in activity. She also same. She just changed the indicate the same category. Srimadi Kunti Devi wanted to serve the Lord without diversion. And that was her prayer. So now we understand the prayer of this is not to get diverted. So we can also memorize this prayer. Memorize this prayer. Tavai menanya vishaya matir madhu pade sakret ratim udvatat adda gange vaugam udanvati. Or you get the translation, a lot of madhu, the Ganges flow forever to the sea without hindrance. The word without hindrance is without getting diverted. So that my attraction be constantly drawn unto you. Right? And again, not to be diverted to anyone else. So the same thing. Right? So this unalloyed devotion is the ultimate goal of life. Prabhus and mothers, please underline this. The unalloyed devotion is the ultimate goal of life. Or ultimate goal in your journey. Right? In your journey, now you're in this birth, then next you're going to take another birth, you're going to go on. Eventually, ultimately, you come to the level of unalloyed devotional service. So now, when we study Prabhupada's purport and we start to apply Prabhupada's purport, we start to meditate on Prabhupada's purport, we go deep into Prabhupada's purport. Who knows if by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all our previous acharyas and by Krishna himself, maybe at this birth itself, we can come to the level of Raga Nuga, the spontaneous attraction to the Lord. And once we come to the level of Prema, once you come to the level of Raga Nuga, you attract Krishna. And by the mercy of Krishna, you get Prema. And once you get Prema, you go straight home back to Godhead, to Goloka Vrindavan. So our attention is usually diverted in the service of something which is non-godly. Sometimes we get something which is non-godly. So we get attracted to something which is useless or not in the program of the Lord. So when the program is changed, simple, when the program is changed unto the service of the Lord, this is to say when the senses are purified. This is when we say the senses are purified in relation with the service of the Lord. Okay? And once we come to the level of that, this is called as pure unalloyed devotional service. So now we understand what is the pure unalloyed. Okay, what is the pure unalloyed devotional service? What is this? Okay, we can ask the question. What is this? The pure unalloyed devotional service means what? That means it is when the senses are purified. The senses are purified. Your eyes, your nose, everything is purified. And how can you do the purification? Can you just simply purify yourself? From now onwards, I'm not going to see something. I'm not going to hear some cinema song. I'm not going to eat anything non-vegetarian. But can you know? But this purification must happen in the relationship. In the relationship of the service to the Lord. And what is that service to the Lord? Devotional service? Is it cooking, doing puja, doing arati? Yes, that's all part of the service. But what is the three most important service that every one of us must follow every day without fail? Hearing, remembering, and chanting. Do not compromise the hearing, remembering, and chanting to anything else. Give priority to these three things. Because only these, that's when we can come to the level of pure, unalloyed, devotional service. Okay? Then Prabhupada says, Srimadi Kunti Devi wanted that perfection. She wanted that perfection. And she prayed it from the Lord. So what we can learn from these, Prabhus and mothers? So if you want to become a pure, unalloyed devotional service, see, how many of us really go into the temple and pray to Krishna? We walk into the temple, ding dong, go inside. You see the Lord, raise the hand. Oh Lord, Hare Krishna. And we pay our obeisance to Srila Prabhupada. Then we look at the deities, we just raise the hand, we just put, Namo Vishnupadaya. Oh Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopyo, and just got up. Like that, maybe we go 1 round or 3 rounds and just walk out. Walk straight to the kitchen to do cooking or go do something else. So you just come and just like that's the time that you're coming to the temple is just like a punch cut system. You're putting a cut. That means to show that you have arrived. To show that you are there. Okay, okay, you're here. Okay, thank you so much for coming. That's all. But when you go and sit and pray, my dear Lord, oh my Lord, from the lotus feet we have studied, right? Oh, most beautiful lotus feet. Look at your ankle, look at your knees, look at your thighs, look at the dress, look at this. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Enjoy everything. Let your eyes enjoy. Then you pray, my dear Lord. Then what do you pray? You pray for this perfection. Pray for that perfection. So affection for the Pandavas and Vrishnis is not out of the range. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. The last paragraph. The affection for the Pandavas and Vrishnis is not out of the range of devotional service. That means it's not out of the range. That means it's not like she said, cut it off. It's not out of it. Because the service to the Lord and the service to the devotees are identical. Another important point to look at. Because the service to the Lord, then the service to the devotees, both are identical. That means both are twins, same. You serve the devotees is same like you serve the Lord. Sometimes service to the devotee is more valuable, Prabhu, than the service to the Lord. Sometimes the service to the devotees is more valuable. I remember reading somewhere in doing archana, in doing a deity worship. When you're doing a deity worship, suddenly when a guest comes to the house, especially a devotee, you should stop the deity worship and go and greet the person. Do you know that? It's not to say I'm doing deity worship, asking to wait, because we think deity worship is such a great thing. Even you should stop your deity worship. Go straight to him and welcome him. Then take his permission. I'm doing deity worship. Shall I just continue and come back to you? That is the culture. Because the service to the devotee is more valuable than the service to the Lord. That's why we must have the strong Guru Bhakti. Sometimes they will think, oh, service to the Lord. Sometimes they say, no, that's called in Kanishta. I respect the Krishna, I respect the deity, but I did respect the devotee. I don't care about the devotee. Calling the devotee by name, calling devotee as a thief, this and that. Right? But to the Lord, oh Krishna, because they feel Krishna is supreme. But here Prabhupada writes it very clearly, black and white. The service to the devotee is more valuable than the service to the Lord. But another word that is used is sometimes. What is sometimes means what? So now sometimes means it is not the mandatory. It's not everything. Only sometimes. Once in a while. So now when we look at this word once in a while, what do we understand? So that means, understand means when a pure devotee comes, serving the pure devotee of the Lord, we must have to have a discrimination power. Not anybody with a tilak, with a kantimala, with a, or not when you see kanishta. Right? Okay, I don't go into the detail. It's going to take another 1 hour to talk. But here the affection to Kunti Devi for the Pandavas and Vrishnis are due to family relation. This tie of affection is terms of material relationship, yes, in the relations of Maya. So that means the affection of the material relationship. This is all under illusion because the relationship of the body and the mind are due to the influence of the external energy. My wife, my children, my property is all external, as long as I have this body. So relationship of the soul is what? The relationship of the soul, what is the relationship of the soul? The relationship of the soul is to establish the relationship with the Supreme Soul. To create the relationship with the Supreme Soul is the relationship of the soul. And these are actually a factual relations. It is not imaginary, it's facts. So when Kunti Devi wants to cut off the family relation, What she meant is to cut off the relationship of the skin, my bodily relationship. So the skin relation or the body relation is the cause of material bondage. My wife, my children, my this, my grandchildren. This is a skin relationship. But the relationship of the soul is the cause of freedom. Once we can have a very strong relation with the body relationship, it's going to create bondage. I have seen. All right. Of course, you all have heard also. Once the daughter-in-law comes, they get married, the son is there. Once they have the child as a grandparent, sometimes we can try to say, they say, no, we don't get involved. The grandfather says, oh, I know what I'm doing because I brought all of you up. Yes, but this is our child. And that's when the heart breaks. And somebody said, please don't get involved. I know what we are doing. So all this skin relationship will create a material bondage, material suffering, material hankering. But the soul relationship can give you freedom. And this relationship of the soul to the soul can be established via medium of relationship with the super soul. So that means the relationship of the soul to the soul. What does that mean? So the relationship of the soul to the soul is established by the medium of relationship with the super soul. So that means when I start to see you have a relationship with my wife and my children, I do not look at the bodily relationship. I look them as the soul relationship. That means I am the eternal servant of the Lord, and my child, my wife, is also the eternal servant of the Lord, and I have respect for them because that my wife and my children are also pure devotee of the sea. So how I respect my as a soul, I respect them. So when there's a mutual respect, mutual love as a devotee relationship, you create harmony in the family. If you can create this kind of soul relationship with everybody, you don't see racism. You don't look, oh, these Malay fellows are like that. Oh, Chinese fellows are like that. Oh, this fellow is like that. No, you don't see all that. You see in the relationship with Krishna. When you see a person are doing that, even a person of cutting, slaughtering the cow, sometimes we can get very angry looking at that. But we look at that, the stuck soul with false identity in the man are killing the soul, killing the thing in the cow's body. So basically, in other words, you don't create any enmity, you don't go into depression or frustration. So seeing in the darkness is not seeing at all. So when we are in darkness, when we start to see, actually we are not seeing the real thing. You are dark, you start to see, you are opening up, but you cannot see anything. Seeing is not seeing at all. Right? So when we are in darkness, whatever perception we have, we always have a wrong perception. Right? Like in Tamil Pro, they say, Irandavan kannu pathadala pei. The man who are in ignorance, the man who are full darkness, whatever he sees, it looks like a ghost to him. He get very frantic, he get paranoid. And even in the relationship, it's the same thing. But seeing by the light of the sun means that see the sun and everything else. So when you see in the light, when I'm looking at the sun, the light, by looking at the light, I'm also looking everyone around me. I'm seeing everybody, which was unseen in the darkness. Look at Prabhupada's genius words. At dark, I cannot see anything. It's not seeing at all. But when the sun rises, when I see the sun, along the sun, I can see everything around me. So that means seeing by the light of the sun means to see the sun and everything else, which is not visible in darkness. And Prabhupada writes, that is the way of devotional service. Isn't that fantastic, Prabhus and mothers? You have any questions, any takeaway, anything that you would like to? Is it fantastic? Satyanarayan Prabhu or Navarasan? Yes, correct. So we don't see things in a bodily relationship. Anything bodily relationship, we are still seeing things in darkness. But when we see in the form of the light, we see everyone also are illuminating. Just like when the sun rises, everything around us. So as a when we want to practice devotional service, we should be loving to everybody. We should not be hating any devotees. All right? In the darkness, we may say you and me are different. We fight. But once we start to see that we are actually enlightened, we see in the light of devotional service, we see everything is soul, Everything has a tendency to become a pure devotee of Krishna. One day, everybody will become a pure devotee. Do you agree that every living entity will eventually go back to Godhead? Can you all agree? Do you agree with my statement? How about others?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Mataji say yes. Satyanarayan Prabhu, Devi Mataji, Kala Mani Rajan.
Yes.
Sindhu Mataji, yeah. Kaushika Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Eventually, even the flow slaughter the cow, because we did that before. We slaughtered the cow. We have passed through all kind of birth. So eventually, even you see the worm in the stool, eventually the worm will take a human form. Eventually the worm will become a pure devotee. Eventually the worm will go back to Godhead. Everybody will go back to Godhead. But it's the matter of time. Who go first? Right? So when you can think like that, we will be very respectful to everyone, because everybody are future pure devotees. Everybody are future acharyas, like Prabhupada. Everybody going to be a huge, like Ramanuja. Because the thing is, everybody going to achieve prema or bhava. Bhava, you go to Vaikuntha Loka. Prema, you go to Goloka. Eventually, in the future, everybody going to achieve prema and bhava. If at that time when you are around, you're going to worship them. So they are all future worshipable. Just like when you have a daughter, you are very sure soon this daughter will produce a child. She'll be a mother. Right? Soon my daughter will be married to someone and she's going to produce. That means my daughter will be promoted as a mother in the future. That's for sure. I cannot say no. The man maybe can be a father or can be a mendicant, can be a brahmachari, can be a sannyasi. But women, a baby girl will eventually produce a child and she'll be a mother. That's guaranteed. Similarly, every living entity in the future will become a pure devotee and come to the level of prema. They will be worshipped by someone and they eventually will be respectfully will be taken to go back home to Godhead, to Goloka Vrindavan, or to any Vaikuntha place, and they are going to have a good, beautiful time with the Lord, with Vishnu, with Krishna and everything. Right? So, always think ourselves as the servant to every living entity. There's nothing to fight your rights all about. In Malaysia, we Indians are being deprived. We have to fight for the right. No need. Don't waste your time. Don't fight for your right for the religion, for language and all this nonsense. Don't waste your time. Always think yourself, I am the servant of every living entity, because this living entity soon in the future, they're going to be a great acharya. They're going to come to the level of bhava prema. The only thing that you can have, you pray, my dear Lord, if possible, try to make all this living entity, try to instigate the devotional service in them. Especially in Malaysia, we are all chanting Hari Hari every day. Malaysia is a land of a Vaishnava. Every day we are chanting Hari, Mata Hari, Hari Hari, Rama Rama. All these people who chant, even we study in Harinam Chintamani, even in Namabas, even in ignorant, even jokingly, the trigger switch has been started. Maybe another 5, 10, 15, 20 births down the road. Maybe another 1,000, maybe in the next millennium, next Divya Yuga. All the people around this area will become an Acharya, great Vaishnava. So I am worshipping them in advance. Doesn't matter. They can be a prostitute, they can be a drunkard, they can be a meat eater, they can be a terrorist and all this. So this is what they call sober. When we can create this kind of sober, that's why what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, you cannot see your own back. Don't try to find fault in anyone. And the disciple asked, anyone means who? Anyone. Then they asked the story, who is Vaishnava? And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada made a very bold, clear statement. Anyone knowingly or unknowingly, even once in their entire lifetime, they chant the word Hari, they are the Vaishnavas. So how to deeply understand the statement? Because once the person chant Hari, the Sukriti started. Next birth they be born as a pig or dog or whatever, but still they're going to continue. They take a human birth very quickly and they're going to chant Hare Krishna. First they say the word Hari. The next birth they're going to take Hare Krishna. Then again they say Krishna Krishna. Maybe to combine the 16 letter word, maybe they can take at least what, 20-30 births. Maybe after the 30th birth they can say the complete mantra Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then it takes maybe another 20-30 births to become perfect in the chanting. Then eventually, so that's why I'm saying you all have got that highest benefit of chanting. Don't maintain 16 rounds. Don't stay in 16 rounds. Go more. We have so much of anarthas. Don't mention anyone that how many rounds you're chanting except your mentor. But now I like to say I'm chanting more rounds. 6 to 7 times more than the average round recommended. On daily basis, I'm chanting. But still, I'm not getting the taste. Something is not right. Because my anarthas are so deep rooted. I start to every day I analyze myself. My dear Krishna, from morning till midnight, non-stop going on. In between, of course, the classes. Why still I cannot get the taste? Then suddenly the inspiration came from my heart. Yes, you are such a great rascal. You have so much of deep-rooted sin. It takes a long process to get rid of it. So in order to speed up the process, chant more than 16 rounds. Go 32. Make a point. Do you know, Prabhus and mothers, if you can chant more than 16 rounds, if you can chant 32, you can chant 64 rounds. It's all by the mercy of the Lord. You can try one time, then give up. Then again, you try, give up. Never mind, pray. But if you can do it very consistently, Krishna allows you to chant his name. So the more round you chant, you start to feel the more conviction Krishna is allowing you. Today, Krishna allows us to chant 16 rounds. Then we can go 24 rounds. That means Krishna allowing you to increase your round. Then you go 32 rounds. Krishna is allowing you to double the chanting. Then you go to 32, 16 times 3, 48 rounds. So Krishna allowing you to triple it. Then you do 64 rounds. Krishna is allowing you to do that quadruple. He added 400% in your Sukriti. 400%. Right? 16, that means 400% time. That means your blessing is 400%. You can chant 64 rounds. Then you want to go more. 96 rounds. So Krishna is increasing your percentage to 500%. Right? Always think like that. Try to stay in one round and pray to Krishna. Krishna, can I just go for more? Okay, go more. Then go there, stabilize. All right, Krishna, I'm stable in this round. Can I go more? Okay, go ahead. So we understand Krishna is sanctioning. The more rounds you're chanting, that reflects the level of sobriety, the level of humility, the level of tolerance in your heart is increasing. That's it. It's just parallel. Okay? Pray to Krishna. Don't be happy sticking with 16. 16 is a base minimum standard. Not a big deal at all. Base minimum standard. So, because we are all doing these deep studies, we are chanting Hare Krishna, okay? If you become a lawyer, all right, Paurami, please follow like Sukha Goswami Singh Atman, cover the material body. Yeah. Yes. Right? So I think oh, Krishna is 12 in the noon. Wow. I just can't stop. I hope, and I also believe that all of you also cannot stop listening more and more. So we have to somehow rather stop, because this is the conditioned world. If it's only the real Naimisharanya forest, we can go on talking for 7 days, 7 morning, 7 night. All right. So thank you so much for your wonderful association, Prabhus and mothers. You're all such a wonderful devotee. And I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. Your enthusiasm is unbelievable. What else I can ask for? I am truly blessed with your wonderful association. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada, our great Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to all wonderful devotees assembled here, listening and discussing with so much of patience. All you all are wonderful. I'm so grateful to
Hare
each and every
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Tanam Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna. Have a full
Prabhu.
tomorrow at the same time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.